Mountain. Morning.
Sam, and hello everyone, and welcome to our podcast coming from the Cocktail Crew. And today we're diving into some game-changing life hacks. These are
Yes.
things that can transform your everyday routine, whether you're looking to boost your productivity with the 2-minute rule, streamline your daily tasks with time blocking, and batch tasking. I've got everything covered, and so has Sam here, and we're here to help you find the easiest solutions to your everyday chores. So if you're ready to discover practical strategies that make life a little easier and a lot more rewarding, stay tuned. I'm excited to share these insights with you. What have you got for us, Sam?
Wow. You introduced that really well, actually, Hazel. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to the
Thank you.
Cocktail Crew. I think we'll also be diving into the world of questionable, can't even say it, life hacks. Those little tricks that promise to make life easier, but
Yeah.
actually probably make things a total mess or a lot worse. So I'll be delving into a few of those as well. So, Hazel and I have scoured the internet, collected some of the weirdest, some of the most bizarre life hacks out there. Some might be genius, and some probably are. And I think Hazel, you've gone more to the line of these are really good hacks, and recommend using them. And I've just picked some really random ones. So,
But when you think
either way,
about it's just, it might sound bizarre, but simple things just can make your life easier.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
on a daily basis, and you had one that was great about the ice cubes that you told me about. We'll give an example to anybody watching here that it's to do with wine. So
Yes. Instead of using ice cubes, pop grapes into the freezer and freeze them and pop those into your wine.
genius.
I mean, who wouldn't do
Genius.
that?
Why not? But that's the sort of thing we're going to be talking about today. And yeah, we're just going to give you wee simple hacks to help you in your everyday life,
Yeah,
basically, from laundry to your wine cooler drinks. We're just going
yes,
to help you with a few wee things that might, and on to serious notes as well, where Martin Lewis, big fan, Martin, hi.
absolutely. Yeah,
He has some brilliant hacks as well. Someone to look up, definitely, if you're looking for financial advice and simple hacks that could take you to securing money or just investing even simple amounts. Absolute star of a guy. Definitely look him up.
yeah, definitely. And feel free to message us your favourite life hacks as well, or the ones
Oh,
that
I'd love
absolutely
that.
failed you. We need to know if anyone has tried these. And why do we love life hacks? There is a psychology behind them. We're not just
Huge.
being really random. We love life hacks because they simplify decision making, and they reduce that cognitive load as well. Our brains crave efficiency, and hacks give us those shortcuts to achieve
Absolutely.
our goals with less effort. One example hack, Hazel, the 2-minute rule. If a
Yeah.
task takes
Mel
less than two
Robbins.
minutes, do it immediately. That prevents, we've talked about it previously,
Mm.
procrastination, and it prevents that mental clutter as well. And why does it work? Well, our brains avoid the effort, or need to avoid effort where possible. And by tackling small tasks instantly, we reduce that mental weight that like they carry. It's a good tip
Absolutely.
there.
And I think, though, life hacks as well, because of the situation everybody's in today, where everything's stressful, everybody's worried. So anything that can make anything easier on people has got to be a benefit
Yeah,
to
yeah,
them,
definitely.
and it's something we need these days. Just making life easier for ourselves, and that's what I've been doing. Sam, I haven't actually told you this. I've been doing a budget one,
Okay.
that I'm going to put out for people in Scotland. I haven't put it out yet, but for budgeting. I've researched everything. I'm doing it myself, and I would like to share it with others because it's a huge thing that we all need to think about these days.
Yeah.
But anything that you can get advice from and get ideas from, like yourself, of all these wee hacks, they can all help everybody. So go for it. Tell us what you've learned.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's a universal need for simplicity and optimism. And life hacks often fall into categories like productivity, like wellness, as you said already, finances.
Yeah,
It's about revealing our collective need to optimize time, energy, and resources. And nobody has
absolutely.
time
Yeah.
anymore. Everyone's running at 100 miles an hour. So this helps. Another example, the Pomodoro technique. Hope I've said that right. And that's where you work for
Yeah.
25 minutes in sort of focused bursts, because our brain can't, the longevity doesn't work for us. We have to work in small bursts. So if you work in 25, we lose concentration. So if you work in 25-minute bursts and then take short breaks, that helps in terms of our productivity. But then it's,
When
I
I did
suppose, on the flip of that, it's also an excuse to reward yourself with a snack every 25 minutes.
when
So
I
it's
did
me.
my A levels, there was criticism years later because we had to sit for 3 hours to
Yeah.
do an A level, and people can't concentrate for
No,
that length of time. It's well, you can, but it's not good for you.
no,
I was lucky I got them, but it was a very difficult process for me because I've got hypoglycemia and everything, so I need sugar. But in those days, and I was in Dubai doing it, it wasn't accepted. And that's not a measure of how you are sitting for 3 hours, because who does in the real world
no,
sit for
we
three
don't.
hours?
We don't. Our brains work best when we work in sprints rather than those long haul focus
Yeah,
marathons. So short breaks helps reset and focus and prevent that burnout as well. It really does. And I suppose if you just look at something really simple like a CV, we're told to really do a succinct summary at the top so it captures the essence of us. And it's true. Nobody wants to read a full of 3 or 4 page A4 document because you lose interest. You focus on
most
the
companies don't accept CVs now. It's
yeah,
all done online, and you have to write
yeah,
why you would meet the requirements of the job. So you don't actually send in a CV anymore.
yeah,
You actually just have to write why you're suitable.
yeah,
So the CV has gone out the window now.
yeah, yeah. Let's just really throw a really random hack in.
Go on.
Freeze herbs in olive oil.
No way.
Apparently it keeps the herbs fresh and ready for cooking. Who knew?
Freeze them.
Yeah. And
I'll do that.
small
Oh,
hacks like that reduce waste and makes mealtime prep more seamless. Yeah.
I love herbs
I'm a
and olive
wealth of
oil, but I did
knowledge.
not know you could freeze it. I will do that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know, but yeah, it's amazing what's out there that you can do. And
Did you know brushing your teeth with baking soda makes them whiter?
it does, yeah. I knew about
Mm.
that one, and I think that's probably come from my grandma because a
Same.
lot, and I think didn't toothpaste. I might be wrong. Correct me if I am.
They do have
Toothpaste had a lot of
bicarbonate.
baking powder in it. Yeah.
I'm not advertising, as we don't on this site, but Sensodyne bicarbonate of soda toothpaste rules.
Mm. It has
It's
a
very
funny
good.
aftertaste though.
No,
Do you not
I've
think?
never.
Okay.
But yeah, they have bicarbonate of soda and Sensodyne toothpaste,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
very good.
And to be fair, in terms of hacks, not all hacks are created equally. It's about separating the genius from the gimmick. Some hacks sound great in theory, but they don't hold up in real world
There are some mad ones out
scenarios.
there.
Absolutely. For example, is this a
Go
genius
for it.
hack or is it a real mad hat hack? Store peanut butter upside down.
I don't like peanut butter or
I do.
anything like that, or Nutella, so I don't know. I've never tried.
Well, apparently it prevents oil separation and makes it easier to stir.
Well, that makes sense because the
Yeah.
oil would go to the bottom. Or
Now, a
does it
good one, yeah, absolutely. Now, a good one for your budget, the budget work you're doing, which you've just
Yeah.
mentioned. 30-day rule for purchasers. Wait 30 days before buying something non-essential.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that because you can go on Amazon of an evening, but I do that. I apply that. I didn't actually know it was a rule, but I think, well, if I don't want it next week, then I'm not going to buy it, so I'll leave it. I'll put it in the basket,
Yeah, me too.
but I won't actually press buy
Well,
until.
apparently,
Mhm.
until later on, apparently it taps into behavioral psychology. By
Really?
delaying that gratification, it reduces the impulse to spend and the emotional decision making around that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I do. I think I do have a guitar coming because my
Do
last one
you?
broke. So
Huh.
yeah, and I'm trying to learn the guitar again. But it wasn't expensive. It's a basic one. But
Yeah.
normally I put things into the basket and say if I don't need that in a week's time or it
Get rid of
wouldn't
it.
bother me, then I'd delete them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I don't just press buy. Yeah.
no, I'm a bit of both, I think. Sometimes I'm quite impulsive, but yeah, I get my mind set on something and I want it and I have to get it. But life hacks are not are personal, actually. You have to tailor them to your own needs. So
You
what
do.
works for
Yeah.
one person might not necessarily work for another.
But
So
I
you
think
need
there's
to
things you can do
customize
in
them.
general. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, life hacks are quite good when you realise something that you don't realise you've been overspending on or spending too much time on. And when you find a way of doing it, you've taught me some stuff, Sam,
Mm.
with
Have
the little books and everything that I've
Oh,
got
the
from
lists and things.
not
Yeah.
advertising Timu.
Yeah.
Sorry, America, costing you a
Yeah.
bit more now.
Yeah.
But
Another
you taught.
hack.
Hmm?
Sorry, what did I teach you? Go on then. Tell me what I taught
Oh,
you.
you taught me about the. So I kept notes and the books I got, the journal type things from Timu. So everything I do now to do with my house or anything, I've got wee subdividers and
Yeah.
I keep a record of everything. That's you as an HR. You taught me
Yes.
that. So I
Yeah.
keep a record in pencil as well.
Of course. Has to be pens. I'm never writing
Hello
pen.
Kitty pencils.
Never.
Hello Kitty. We
Oh yeah.
sponsor you. Well, we don't, but
Has to be
we
Hello
love you.
Kitty. Yeah. Another hack, and this isn't one that I use because I don't like coffee. Apparently, drink water before coffee. It helps wake you up naturally before the caffeine kicks in. And
Oh,
why does
really?
that
Because
work? Well, apparently, some people feel groggy because they wake up dehydrated. And this hack is a simple yet adjustable to an individual needs. So, if you're one
see,
of
I'm
these
not
people that wakes up and needs coffee, have water first, and it sort of helps that caffeine fit need.
all right. Because I'm not really a coffee or tea drinker. I'll have a cup of tea if I go out, for lunch with my dad or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
But generally in the morning, I have the water, and I've got those water tablets, the lime ones. I like them,
mm.
and I put them into a flask, and I drink 2 of them every morning.
Right,
To
okay.
Yeah, because I'm not really a coffee tea
No,
drinker.
I don't drink either. Just don't like the
But yeah,
taste.
definitely the little tablets you put in
Mm. Oh,
to the
okay.
water. Yeah, I like them.
A good reframing hack. Reframe stress as excitement. So instead of thinking, God, I'm really nervous about X, Y, and Z, say, I'm excited to do X, Y, and Z. And that just helps change that mindset. And, stress and excitement trigger very similar psychological responses. So this quick mental
Really?
shift helps performance under pressure. Good tip.
Did I mention, Sam, while I'm on here, to my Scottish viewers, who I've got a couple coming on this morning to watch this.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I mentioned the slosh? I know you don't know what it is.
No,
It's not an English
absolutely.
thing.
Go ahead.
To my Scottish viewers and Shanks and crew, putting ourselves out there for you, would you please share this through Scotland? And we're going to go to Lossiemouth and do the slosh to advertise the cocktail crew, because we just would love to hear from people. That's really what we're about. We just want to hear your thoughts. Anything you can tell us, that'll make a great difference to us, because we'll learn constantly. So I'd appreciate that. Go Scotland, please come and help us. And you see the tartan background I've got today. Sam,
Would be great.
see?
Yeah, I've seen it and noted. In terms of life hacks, they're not just about saving time though. They influence our thinking, they influence our behaviour, and also our relationships as well. And a good one, and you do this, is journaling, and specifically
Yeah.
gratitude journaling. So write down 3 good things that have happened to you each day. And why that hack works, it's those small it's small shifts in mindset even, and that leads to increased happiness and resilience over time. So it's about
I'm a
just
big believer
adjusting.
in mindset.
Me too.
Changing your mindset changes everything.
And that's
You
why
can
we're
wake
life and
up in the morning.
mindset coaches.
Sorry?
And that's why we're life and mindset coaches, Hazel.
This is true. But I'm a big believer that you can wake up in the morning and be fed up. But that's your choice. Or
Yeah.
you can wake up and say, do you know what? I'm going to have a good day.
Mm.
Regardless of what's happening, or changing your mindset changes everything. And I'm a huge believer in that.
Yeah. What about the 5-year rule? For perspective,
Yeah.
ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it helps filter out that unnecessary stress, and it helps to refocus on long term, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've not actually used that one. I think that might be a good one.
I've tried it.
Have you?
I've tried my 5-year rule.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I've got there yet, obviously, but it's not about having the 5-year rule as such. It's just a mindset again of you're thinking positively.
Mm. Yeah,
And
definitely. Yeah, it's that slight reframe, isn't it?
it is
Refocus.
reframing, because you're thinking positively. You're thinking, this is what I'm aiming for.
Mm.
So your mindset changes automatically, because this is what you want in 5 years.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so once you start to think that, you're automatically aligned to put yourself towards getting there.
Yeah.
Because it's in your head. And that's what if you put yourself in I'm going nowhere, that's where you'll go.
Mm.
If you decide in your head, in 5 years' time, I'm going to be here, this is what I will be doing, you work towards that as a rule, because your head's telling you that's what you want.
Yeah.
So it happens.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe in that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some life hack fails, and over the top hacks.
Then. That should be
So,
fun.
and these are going to think, who thought that was a good idea? Random. It'd probably come up. Probably my ideas actually. Mine are maybe random. 1, microwaving stale chips for 30 seconds to make them crispy again. I mean, can't we just buy new chips?
I have no response.
Yeah. Or what about using toothpaste to clean your trainers, or in America, sneakers? Me personally.
To be fair, minty fresh, and it would actually bring them up white. I don't know about other colours, but
yeah, I'm not sure I want minty fresh trainers.
What about using? I'd go with that.
What about using a rubber band around a paint can? Apparently, it helps to wipe off the excess paint instead of using the rim. Don't often paint, so Couldn't say about that
Yeah,
one.
I'm painting at the minute. I might try that because I'm not quite sure how that works. But yeah, I'll
It's
give it a
supposed to
go.
save the mess, and you know where around the lid you get that dried
Yeah.
up paint build up. It prevents that. Apparently, not
Oh,
tried it. Please, if
it
anyone's
just
tried it,
sticks
let
to
us
the
know.
elastic band.
Yeah,
Okay,
put in a
I'll
wooden
report back.
spoon across a boiling pot to stop it
That
from
does work.
overflowing. Does it? I've not tried it.
Yeah, weirdly enough, my dad and I have done this. It does actually work.
Really random one. Using a fork, sorry, and a lighter to make an emergency toasted sandwich. That's going to take some time, isn't it?
Uh,
Okay.
no comment. I did see somebody when I was at university try to make chips with he had frozen chips and a lighter, and he was sitting there with a lighter trying to defrost chips, and I was okay. I have no comment to this either. So
Wow, no, you're gonna be that. You're gonna be hungry, aren't you?
he
By the
did have a
time the
pot noodle, I think.
chicken and mushroom. So I've given you some really random life hacks, Hazel. What? Come on, let's be a little bit serious. What have we? Give me a couple of really good life hacks that I need in my life.
Right, for people out there, again, I mentioned him before, and it's not me plugging him, but I do think Martin Lewis's website is great. It's definitely a go-to if you're wanting to budget, save, invest. He knows, he's got the information behind everything, so I would definitely have a look at that. Also, the thing I've been doing with some clients is shopping lists and how to make their shopping cheaper. I was
Okay.
doing that, well, with a group of people.
Yeah.
And we looked at how to minimize the shopping for a week, and then we looked at doing it for a month and things like that. So there's good sources out there. Try and minimize your budgets for shopping. You can actually get it really low.
Yeah.
Email me if you want information, because I'll happily send that to you. Other things to look at is just, we did an experiment in Dad's house, and we've got his electricity bill down to next to nothing, just
Brilliant.
by doing really simple things. He's got one of these smart meters, and so we did an experiment. So we turned everything off in his house apart from the television or what he was using, and it was shocking just to see the difference by keeping lights on and keeping them off, and how often you use the kettle and things. So I've got all that information if anybody wants to know it. That's another great. But these are life hacks that actually really can benefit you in the long run.
Yeah, save your money. Who doesn't want to save money? Yeah, definitely. I've got a memory and organisation hack.
Go on.
Verbal reminders, for one thing. When you put something down temporarily, like your phone or keys, say it out loud. So, and apparently engaging your language centers you and can reinforce your memory and reduces the classic, where did I put that? And it is, if you're aware of when you're doing something, you're going to be able to recall it.
I need to do that because I always, you know what I'm like, I never find my phone.
Yeah.
So I just say it's on the table, or something like that.
Or putting my phone down and you registering where you're putting it down. Apparently.
Right. Definitely, I will do that.
Yeah, visual
I'm
cues
rubbish
as well. Yeah, me too. Use sticky notes or whiteboard. I mean, how many of us have a whiteboard just to hand? But sticky notes,
well,
we do.
me.
You do. Yeah, mine's out the back somewhere. Just to use sticky notes just to keep track of your hacks. And I'm terrible. I've sticky notes all over the place, and then
I
I
love
get
them.
rid of them as I do a task.
Oh, that's good actually. So you just write a task on a sticky note.
Yeah. So I have a diary. Obviously, I tell you,
Yeah.
I have to write things down. I'd rather have a physical diary rather than
I like
an
that, though,
electronic
crossing
diary.
stuff off.
But I also have post-it notes. I mean, I've got some little ones here. They're just little tiny ones, but I've got all different sizes. There's some bigger ones. I've got post-its everywhere. And then I've also got the
I love the clear ones that you
and
get in
I've got
colours.
all
Yeah,
different types. So I have
yeah,
these, and then as much as I've got a diary, and I like to be quite tidy and that as well. So
me too.
I might roughly write something down and stick that on my diary, or stick it somewhere on my laptop, or stick it, and then when I've done it, I'll remove it and chuck it away. So then my post-its will
Right,
then
yeah.
reduce. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll do that,
instant
actually. I've never
tasks.
thought of doing it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. But, well, we have coming on next weekend, well, Sunday, I think, Dr. Raymond
Yes,
Hampton.
we do. Yes.
We do. The renowned psychologist from America. I've known him 20, 30, 25, 30 years. I worked with him initially in Dubai. And so dead excited to have him on our post, and
Yeah.
really grateful that he's decided to come along. He's going to be talking about burnout.
Yeah, that's really important. I think it's something
Yeah.
everybody is on the verge of in some capacity, because our life is 100 miles an hour, isn't it? Really, our lives. So yeah, so looking
Yeah,
forward
it's a
to
big
that.
topic, and he
Yeah,
will give us a wealth of insights into this. So I'm really
yeah,
looking forward to that. So that'll be
yeah.
interesting.
Me too. So in terms of life hacks, I think that was a little bit of a chaotic ride, wasn't it? Some hacks were brilliant, some were just nonsense.
It's just what
So
works for you, though, isn't
yeah,
it?
here's the deal. Try one. Let us know
Mm-hmm.
if it actually works or not. 'Cause like I said, some of them I haven't
It'd be
tried. I
lovely
don't
to
know.
hear from people. Yeah.
It really would. It really would. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us today. We did something a little different with the life hacks, but we're back to a really good topic next week with Dr.
Yeah.
Raymond Hamden. So I'm looking forward to that. So watch this space, and we'll catch
Watch
you
this
next
space,
time for more
and
life lessons.
well, thank you all, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, and thank you for watching. Speak to you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.